Today, we're talking about the shocking arrest of Cain Velasquez and the unbelievable events that led up to it. We've also got the latest scoop about his trial, hearings, and why he was denied bail multiple times. What's more, we'll also be telling you all about his recent return to the wrestling ring, plus exclusive updates straight from his attorney about the attempted murder case. So, let's dive right in. First up, what are Cain Velasquez's charges? Following a shooting in Morgan Hill, California, a suburb of San Jose, the former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez was taken into custody. There are 10 counts against him, including attempted premeditated murder. According to the MMA Junkie, Velasquez has a whole list of charges against him. Currently, he has one count of firing a gun from a moving vehicle, shooting at a moving vehicle or aircraft, and carrying a loaded firearm with intent to commit a felony. He's also been charged with 3 counts of assault with a firearm and assault with a deadly weapon. After 3 unsuccessful attempts, the 40-year-old was finally released on bail, sparking a burst of solidarity from the MMA community. Despite being let go from imprisonment, Velasquez still has a 20-year prison sentence as a result of the attempted murder charge. Let's learn more about why Velasquez got arrested. Police in San Jose said that Velasquez fired numerous shots from a revolver into a vehicle that was carrying Harry Gallardi and his stepfather. Several of those shots also struck Gallardi's stepfather. According to authorities, Velasquez also rammed the side of the Silverado, transporting Gallardi and his stepfather with his Ford F-250. According to the Santa Clara District Attorney's Office, Gallardi is accused of assaulting a minor and is facing criminal charges. Many reports claim that the minor is Velasquez's relative. Police claim that while employed at a daycare center managed by Gallardi's mother, Gallardi repeatedly indecently touched the child. Gallardi also lives in the same location as the business. On February 25th, Gallardi was charged in Santa Clara County Superior Court. The district attorney's office issued a statement opposing the judge's decision to grant conditional release. When Velasquez learned that Gallardi was supposed to pick up an electronic monitoring bracelet from the district attorney's office on the day of the shooting, he started an 11-mile high-speed pursuit through San Jose to find him. Paul Bender, Gallardi's stepfather, suffered injuries to his arm and torso as a result of the pursuit. His injuries weren't life-threatening. As we can see, the case is complicated. Some may say that Velasquez acted responsibly in response to the situation, while some may oppose his apparent disregard for public safety. In any case, the court has touted it as an attempted murder case. Now, for the public's reaction to Velasquez's charges. According to Jeff Rosen, the district attorney for Santa Clara County, the situation is simply tragic. By taking matters into his own hands, he believes that Velasquez put the truck's passengers and the general public in danger. He also added that this violent act has made things worse for Velasquez's family, but people on social media have jumped to Cain's defense and claim that they support his actions. A quick search of #FreeCain will show you how much support he has. Plus, it only took Dana White 4 days to endorse Velasquez publicly. The UFC president requested in a letter dated March 4th that Cain's character be taken into account as the legal process unfolds. He referred to Cain as a perfect example of how a professional athlete should behave himself. White also talked about his lack of a criminal record. Next, let's not forget how great cardio Cain was. You might recall Cain's MMA debut in 2006. Then, in 2008, he joined the UFC, where he built a 12-3 record. He also defeated Brock Lesnar for the heavyweight title in the UFC in 2010. After dropping the title to Junior Dos Santos in 2011, he regained it in a rematch in 2012. Since then, he's only competed 3 times since 2013 due to injuries throughout his career. Francis Ngannou defeated Velasquez by knockout in his final MMA match in February 2019. He's also participated in professional wrestling, representing AAA and WWE. Coming up next, Cain's return to wrestling. It was an emotional moment for Velasquez's friends and family to see him back in the ring, doing what he loves, even if it was for only one night. Judge Arthur Bocanegra allowed him to fly to Tempe, Arizona to compete in a wrestling match for the Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide promotion. Velasquez also had to pay for and employ a police officer to go with him. The former UFC fighter, who had been training at the American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, had been urged by his trainer, Javier Mendez, to make a comeback. Velasquez fought in a 3-on-3 professional match with Lucha Libre AAA on Saturday at the Mullett Arena. The fight took place in his alma mater, Arizona State University. This is his first outing since the granting of bail in his attempted murder case. What's more, the former UFC heavyweight champion was welcomed with loud cheers as he gave a speech to open the evening. In a display of vulnerability, he talked about it being his dream come true to be there. He also said he appreciated everything his fans did for him and his family over the years. After $1 million parole, fans were thrilled to see Velasquez released from jail this November, reclaiming his freedom for the first time since his arrest in February. Velasquez Velasquez made his comeback on Saturday for the same event that served as his pro wrestling debut in 2019. The Tempe crowd went wild when the former champion scored a victory pin. The match was extremely competitive and featured many high-flying moments. After that, Velasquez took off his mask and spoke to the fans once again, expressing gratitude for their support and delivering one last message. "Never stop believing. Never stop fighting," he said. Emotions were high, as the last month has been unstable in terms of determining Cain's fate. His victory was a small win for him and his family, and a reminder of happier days. Now for the attorney's update on Cain's case. Garagos finally succeeded in getting Velasquez released on bond on November 8, after the application was heard by Judge Arthur Bocanegra, rather than Judge Shalina Brown, who had previously denied it 3 times. Along with expressing satisfaction with the short-term result, Garagos noted that comments made along the way appear to be supportive of his client's end goal. Despite separate bail decisions, Judges Bocanegra and Brown suggested that the defense of heat of passion would be a possibility. A trial judge will make that determination. Now that Velasquez's ability to prove his innocence in court is in doubt, MMA Junkie's Nolan King recently met with defense lawyer Mark Garagos to find out how likely it is that Cain would be let off the hook. Garagos began making it clear he wasn't going to make any predictions. After this, he stated that both the court who heard the hearsay evidence and even the former judge who denied Velasquez bail had the same reaction. They both stated that he had a viable defense. Explaining further, he said that in terms of criminal law, having a viable defense can make a huge difference in your outcome. It means that you can present the facts, obtain probable jury instructions, and allow the jurors to assess whether the defendant acted reasonably under the circumstances. This is exciting news for fans of Cain Velasquez. The attorney's comments show that there is hope for the former heavyweight champion to make a permanent return to the ring. Moving on, what took place in Velasquez's preliminary hearing? Cain's preliminary hearing took place in November, and it had the courtroom buzzing with emotion. Professional MMA competitors sat in the courtroom, and a supporter also shouted, "Free Cain," before leaving the courtroom. Officers from the San Jose and Morgan Hill police departments were brought in as witnesses by Santa Clara County prosecutor Aaron French. Harry Gallardi invoked his Fifth Amendment privileges, declining to give a statement at the hearing. Celebrity defense lawyer for Velasquez, Mark Garagos, dissected police officers' testimony while they were testifying and questioned if their investigations were thorough. Officer Yannick Mendez of the San Jose Police Department admitted that there was a mistake in one of the investigation reports, which said that a bullet casing was found inside the Gallardi family's truck. The hearing continued on to the next day, and Garagos kept his attempts to request bail for Velasquez. However, he was only granted bail recently for his fight. And last but not least, why was Velasquez denied bail earlier? As we mentioned, the competition was not the only time Velasquez attempted to get bail. In his previous attempt, Judge Shalina Brown ultimately rejected his appeal. She stated that it was clear that there was a big chance Velasquez's release would lead to further harm, not just for the complaining witnesses in his case, but for Santa Clara residents as well. She also said the case had allegations of serious irresponsibility with regard to human life. She added that when the events transpired, ordinary citizens were going about their day, meaning that anyone could have been hurt. Judge Brown also cited Articles 1 and 12, claiming that it was the court's responsibility to take the risk into consideration. Well, that's all for today. Were you excited to see Cain return after his shocking arrest? Comment below and let us know. And if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.